That is absolutely amazing. So our next speaker, I saw him speak about a year or two ago, a year ago. Absolutely rocked the room. Super excited about it.
Yeah, we're super excited to hear from him. I mean, what an amazing story. Started his own independent brokerage at the age of 24, grew that to be a successful and the #1 team in all of New Mexico. Recently joined the organization and just celebrated his 1-year anniversary at EXP. And his business has more than quadrupled. And outperforming his biggest competitor in New Mexico by over 6 times over. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ramon Casaus. Woo!
I don't know about you guys, but after Pete did his presentation, I'm feeling a little subconscious about those numbers. I was like, man, maybe I need to move to California. Hey, first of all, you know, I've been to the Inman conferences, I've been to the family reunions. I was doing a little recon over there one time. I've been to just about any real estate event from New York City down to, you know, San Diego, and I can tell you right now that there is not another event like this one in the United States going on right now. Trust me, trust me. And I want to thank Rob and James for putting this on, because Brent's Brent. You guys already know what Brent's all about, but there's a team behind him that's making this whole thing flow, so I want to thank you guys. And another shout out on thanking your operations. I want to thank my team who's here with me today. Thank you guys for coming. But I only got so much time, so we're going to roll through this pretty quick. And today I'm going to show you how we went from literally not a single sale, like I don't even understand, how do the signs work, like why is that sign in front of that house, and that's a different, like we didn't know nothing. And I'm going to show you how we went from 0 to $250 million in sales, and as you guys can probably do the math, at an average sales price of about $225,000, $250,000. That's going up, which is good. But I'm going to show you this first slide here because this is what's called the trenches. And I've been there. And if you're in the trenches right now, like we're going to level with a lot of stuff right now. But this picture is how it all started. This is me and my business partner. I want to say this is 2018, 2017. And as you can see, the look on my face is wondering what I got myself into. I think someone said the word brain damage about starting a brokerage. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying. That's what it looks like. And we're eating Burger King. We eat a little bit better now. But I just want to show you that I want you to see it, that I'm not just saying these things. It's happening in real life. So I want to make sure I level with you guys. Like, you know, yeah, we're growing our revenue share. Yes, we're growing our team. But at the end of the day, like we started as real estate agents, just like many of you. The cool part about what I'm going to go over today, I'm going to put a little bit of a spin on traditional production. If you thought I was going to get up here and talk about, you know, lead generation and your systems and processes and all, we're not doing that today. What's the saying in Texas? You gonna learn today? That's what we're gonna do. Now, I want to say something else, is that never discount people. And when I say that, I mean, you might have an agent. Actually, before I go to that, I can't see, you know, you guys know you can't see nothing up here. Who is a team leader? Maybe make some noise or put your hand up. Who's a team leader? Okay. Now, a team leader is someone with just one person on your team. That's your team, that one person. That was my team. So that's my first agent ever, now my business partner. But I can tell you guys right now is that you cannot do this alone. So I want to make sure I know there's some team leaders, because if you're a team leader, this is going to really resonate with you. So I'm going to give you a quick history, a little rundown, some stats. We started in 2016. I just got out of college, newly licensed, broke. Pretty standard story there. 2017, I became the youngest qualifying broker in the state of New Mexico at age 24. Opened my doors to our independent brokerage called Rock Real Estate Partners, spelled with a C, not a K. And in 2018, we kind of got this whole passive income thing going. We're like, hey, if we just manage apartment complexes, it's kind of like passive income, right? They pay the rent, you get a fee. Bad idea. So me and my business partner end up ramping up our property management business to 900 units, about 70 million under management of multifamily. We had about 32 employees, and we looked at each other one day and said, dude, do you want to do this anymore? He's like, no. I'm like, me neither, let's not do that. So what happened is that in that year, I've always had an itch for being around influence. I've always had an itch of networking and seeing who I want to meet and getting to know them. So I ended up selling one of the most expensive buildings in New Mexico, but in Albuquerque at the time, and that was the largest commercial sale of that year. Really proud of that. 2019, I was still figuring out, like, you're growing teams, you're doing all these things. We're still figuring out what we're doing. 2020, we merged with eXp Realty, as you guys can see, very good idea. And 2021, we're going to close about $125 million this year. We are the largest eXp team by a landslide in New Mexico. And right now, we have the largest home sale in Albuquerque under contract, the largest one. And I'm going to show you, with what I'm going to go over, exactly how I got myself in that little engagement and in that deal. Because if I can do it, I promise you can do it. So moving on, there's going to be 3 main points of my presentation today. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my buddies before. I was, hey, what do you think I should talk about? What would resonate? And he was like, well, you're not going to say anything you haven't already said, right? So a lot of the things I'm telling you right now, I was saying back in 2018. And so my point number 1 of today is that you come to these events, and you guys have heard from rock stars already today. And you're going to hear from one more after me. But you come here and you start tearing down your business and pulling it apart. Like, you see these guys doing 500 deals, 1,000 deals, and you're like, man, I got to completely change what I'm doing. The answer is you don't. Okay? You probably aren't doing anything wrong. You just haven't been doing the right things long enough. So today, that's why it's only 3 points. Don't change your whole business. Just tweak little things, right? Small things today, and then implement. But don't implement as in, I'm gonna put it in, next sales meeting, I'm going to talk about X. I'm gonna buy this book. Buy it right now. It takes you the same amount of time to take action as it does to make a freaking note that you're gonna do it later. So that's how you're gonna get further, is to actually apply the things that I'm talking about, but not tomorrow, not the next day, not your next meeting, today. But yeah, this is us, 3 years. I'm saying the exact same things. And it is a 3-year commitment it's going to go longer than that, but this team meeting, I've been holding the same team meeting for 4 years. I just have a picture of the first one because our office, I wouldn't have took a picture of that. But this is us holding the same meeting, and it's every Wednesday at 10 a.m. We've been doing this for 3 or 4 years. It's the exact same thing. So consistency is key in this business. Okay, number 2. Authenticity doesn't guarantee success, but inauthenticity does guarantee failure. Now, when I say that, today I put on a little fit today. I was trying to channel my inner Michael Valdez, if you guys can't tell. What do you think? But I wear boots and jeans, and my team says they're flannel shirts. They're not flannel, but that's who I am. I like guns. I love America. I curse too much. Like, that's just what it is, right? I'm on my best behavior today, I promised. But, when you start a team, like, you have to really embody who you are, because if you're not being who you are, you're on the fence, right? Like, well, I don't want to offend anybody because they might want to buy a house. Do you really want to work with everyone? Honestly. No. Hell no. So you got to get off. You got to stop being, well, if I say that, what if somebody on Facebook says, I almost said it. Forget what they say on Facebook. Now I'm going to show you right now. This is it, because I'm looking at this clock. This thing is going fast. I think they're speeding these up on me. But number 1, why you exist. This is serious now. Why you exist. This is what your mission is. Okay? Do you go to places and get in cars and go follow people and go join organizations if you don't know what they stand for? No, you do not. And ask yourself, not do why you exist, like that might get a little too deep. Like, just why does your business exist? Okay, you got to get super clear on that. Like, think about BUILD. Do you guys know the mission of BUILD? 1 million agents, 100 countries, 10 years. That's the mission, right? You know why you're here, because you want to build with them and reach that goal. So you have to get super clear on why does your business exist. And that's what your mission is. Now, you know how they say mission statement, core values, all this corporate stuff. That is what I say is, why do you exist? It gets super clear because it's a Glenn Sanford quote. I'm not going to mess this up, Glenn. People don't follow people that don't, wait, I messed it up. Long story short, people don't follow you unless you have a big vision. He said it the opposite way. They don't follow you if you don't have a big, something like that. But they don't follow you unless you have a big vision. This is the vision, right? You want to retain top producers? You got to cast a vision so big that they can see everything they want with you. They know it's going to happen because of where you're going. But you know, if your mission is small and weak, like you're not going to bring anyone. No, who wants to join a weak company or a weak mission? Like, let's get real. Right? That's why we're all in this room, because this is the real deal. We're going to number one. That's why we're all here. Now, core values. There you go. You like that, huh? Core values. Look, I've heard people, you know, oh, blah, 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 blah. Core values this, core values that. This is how you're going to behave on your way and how you're going to act as you reach your mission, as you're on that journey. Now, make them super simple, like a toddler can understand these. You should have 5 to 7 of them. Well, 3 to 7, whatever. I did 10, too many, don't do that. But they have to be super clear because this is what you're going to hold yourself accountable to, yourself as the leader. Okay? And there's a saying that's called replication is multiplication. Our team is scaling now, and leaders in our company are stepping up because they're buying into the core values of our business, and they understand the mission, and now they're pouring back down. That sound familiar? Kind of like revenue share, right? The things I'm going over right here, this is production, but it's going to fall under both revenue share and production. And I can promise you we're doing our thing with revenue share. That's core values. Make them actionable, make them clear, make them super simple. And experiences. Look, if you're a team leader and you didn't bring your team, or at least a good portion of your team, to this event, you did it wrong. Sorry. Because I went on so many trips alone, by myself, getting all this knowledge and meeting all these people and at these dinners, getting on stages and whatnot. And then I go back to my team and I'm like, man, do you guys hear all this stuff? And they're like, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I saw you in Miami. Cool. Yeah, you know, they can't feel it, right? You guys are going to go back to your homes, to your towns, your markets. You're going to go back charged up. Imagine if the people were here with you, right? Because at the end of the day, people only remember one thing, and that's how you make them feel. And feelings are derived from experiences. Your experience with people, that's how you make them feel, right? It doesn't matter if it's at an event like this or it's if you meet me in the hallway. If I'm not a nice person to you in the hallway, that's how you're going to feel about me forever. That's how you're going to remember me, even though it might not have been my fault. But this is super important that you remember that experiences. Now, I'm talking about a team, but think about this. When you're trying to attract clients, your core values, this is what you're all about, right? This is who you are, it's what you stand for. When you put that out into the world, those are the people who are attracted to you, the ones who agree with what you're saying. They like it, they resonate. That sound familiar? See, that's why people were on the fence. They're like, well, if I offend that person, then they're going to. Look, every time you make clear statements and you really get through to somebody on who you are and what you stand for, every one person that goes, I don't like that guy anymore, 2 more people go, oh, I really like that guy. Like, me and my business partner, we have an FFL license, if any of you guys know what that is. All right? And sometimes I'll get messages, or he'll get messages, just some guy out of nowhere. Hey, you got an FFL? On Instagram. I'm like, yeah, I got an FFL. He's like, all right, man, cool. So I got this house. But we're bonding over something. That's a federal firearms license, if you guys don't know what FFL is. Everyone's quiet. They're like, what the hell is that? So, but being open, you know, there's pictures of me on my Instagram. I'm out helicopter hunting. If you don't like that, okay. But there's a lot of guys who like that stuff, and they want to do business with me. I like you guys. I like you guys. All right, but hey, my time's running short, so I got to fly. This is important. Take a picture of this slide, but guys, it's not rocket science. And going back to the first slide, you just have to do it every single day. It becomes everything that you're all about. Your words, this is how you hire, this is how you fire, this is how you discipline. This is what you hold yourself accountable to. You should be waking up feeling that I have to implement, and how can I put these core values into action today? That's why it's called building culture, not just having culture, because you have to build it. Doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time. But culture is scalable. Don't forget that. All right, question for the audience. Is real estate more about what you know or who you know? Okay, we got some clever guys in the audience over here. Who showed them the slides? It's who knows you. Now, these things are important. Like, you can't not know nothing, right? That's not good. You got to know some stuff. But here's the deal. What got us successful up until this point will not be the same things that keep us successful, right? The world's changing. Things are changing. You guys ever realize how many times you probably get, I get them all like every day. Hey, you want to get featured in Forbes? You want to be on Yahoo Finance? Like, no. Maybe for free, but not for 10 G's. There's a reason why there's a business here, is because people know that that's helping businesses creating more business for themselves. And real estate is right in the mix of that. So yeah, it is all about who knows you. So I want to show you guys some stuff here. That's me hanging out with Tarek and Heather from Selling Sunset. I recently wrote a book, which I got something special for you. Hint, hint. I just recently wrote a book. I used to be like, one day, man, I'm going to get featured at Inman. Now, and here's my feature, my claim to fame. I want you to think about this. Who do you think called who? When I joined EXP a year ago with Tarek and Brian Colhane, who do you think called who? I called Inman or Inman called me? Shit, I wish. No, I called Inman. I said, hey, this is who I am. I want to tell you about something that's going down right now. This is big in New Mexico right now. But a lot of you guys want press and you want more accolades and you want to be more visual, but you won't call the reporter. You see what I'm saying? It's that simple. I'm going to go over a few things, some tactical strategies on how to do this. But this is how, I don't even sell homes anymore. I mean, I do here and there for friends and family and high net worth people that come into Albuquerque. But this is how you create a funnel for your business, right? You ever heard the term rainmaker? Rainmakers are rainmakers because they know how to bring in business. And this, what I'm going over today, this is one strategy. It's not the only strategy. It's one that I see a lot of agents not capitalizing on. This is how you bring in business. This is how you get people to know you and want to do business with you, because whether you like it or not, when you go on my Instagram or you go on somebody else's Instagram, you guys are all consciously or subconsciously doing the same damn thing. How many followers they got? Oh, who are they with? You make a judgment within 3 seconds about if this person has any value or not to you. 3 seconds. It's probably even shorter than that. This is me hanging out with Ryan Seiko and Grant Cardone, $1 Million Date Doctor. Got a chance to meet Bradley. This is some local press. These are just a couple of the ones I thought I'd show you because these are some recognizable faces. Here, hanging out with Glenn Sanford, doing a podcast with him, hanging out with Tarek in his office in Newport Beach. Now, these two pictures, there's one of me on the top here where the mic's kind of in my close to my mouth. This is an event that I have to tell you right now. If you're not doing local events for your community, you're missing out. You are missing out. Because not only are you making a positive impact with the people, like your own backyard, right? There's a saying, you should be going deep before you go wide. You want to go recruit people in India. By the way, this is all my mistakes. You're going trying to go recruit people in India, yet you can't even recruit people in your own backyard. Now, we got a team in India, but we can do better in our own backyard. Now, this is how we give back. But that guy who's with the tattoos on his arm, that's Brandon Poland. He's the founder and CEO of a company called Lady Boss Weight Loss. Dude's 28 years old, doing $50 million in revenue. Inc. 5000's fastest growing privately held company in the United States for the last 3 years. I didn't even know he was in my market. I didn't even know he lived there in Albuquerque. It's not that big either. And now me and him are buddies. We're doing events together. That guy right below him, that's the most prominent real estate developer in the state of New Mexico. Me and him are buddies. Right? And I'm doing this all, and I'm making these connections because I'm having these events where I'm inviting them to come hang out and be speakers just like this. So that goes to a few points I want to make. Can you guys read this? You can see it. It looks kind of small here. You guys can see that? All right. So this is how you play the game. This is how you play the game right here. If you guys ever heard of Haro, it's called Help a Reporter Out. It's real, though. It's a real site. I didn't know what it meant either. I was like, that's a joke. Go on Haro right now and subscribe to the real estate section. They are going to send you about 3, 4, 5, 6 emails a day of reporters who are and all the different outlets, not just a bunch of nobody outlets, okay, all the outlets. And they're going to be asking for, hey, we're looking for the top 10 tips for a first-time home buyer. If you want to get featured, you better send them the best article that they could possibly publish. And this is how you get free press. This is free. It costs your time, but if you want to get more publicity, that's an easy one. Okay, it's free. Did I say it was free? It's free. You should all be doing it. Create and nurture relationships with local news outlets and reporters. Man, you don't think I got my guys at Business First, at the Albuquerque Journal, the news, we have them on speed dial, we know where they live, we know what they're up to, we follow them on Instagram, we invite them out for coffee all the time. So create a relationship with your local news outlets where you are the information source for residential real estate in your market. When they have questions, make sure they're calling you. But again, you're going to wait for someone to reach out to you, or are you going to reach out to them? Because if you sit around, I got news for you, there's like, 2 million real estate agents in the U.S.? You ain't that special. You got to make yourself special, and this is how you do it. All right, other one. This one's really important. If you can't get on someone else's stage, make your own. Nobody was doing events in my market. Funny story before I finish up. I had about 15 people at my first event, and 10 of them worked for me. How do you like that? The next one, this one we just did, there was over 300. We're expecting 500 at the next one because there wasn't even a stage big enough for me to get on. I was like, well, I'm just going to make my own. Who cares? 15 people show up. All right, well, I'm going to deliver. Next one, start a podcast or get on someone else's. Look, these are called unrealized returns. A lot of times you guys are going to look at this and go, well, where's my ROI on a podcast? It's an unrealized return. I promise you right now, the connections you will make with the podcast far exceed your wildest dreams. I'm saying that with 100% certainty. Write a book, okay? It's not about what's in the book. It's showing that I'm more committed than you are to telling my story and being visual. That's all it's saying. 99% of people don't even read the damn book. I hope they do, because I got one for you. Take every opportunity to speak in front of people, no matter the size of the stage. Now, these guys are going to come out and grab me, but I'm going to say this last one. If you guys can hear me, this is the last thing. This is the big bang. The reason why I'm even on this stage is because someone invited me to EXP Sprint when I first joined, and I won. I guess I won something. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Someone called me the next day, hey, do you want to speak? I don't even know what Sprint was. I barely knew it was EXP, not ESP. And then I was like, yeah, I'll speak. So I drove 6 hours on the way to Phoenix, and I worked on my slide deck. I rehearsed in the car with my buddy Zach. I was going over the whole thing. I get there, it's like a COVID event. There's like 10 tables spread out. There's like a total of 50 people there. I was expecting this crowd. But I brought it. I delivered it because I didn't care what the stage was. I'm like, man, I'm building. Let's do this. I don't care if it was 10 people or 10,000. And guess what? Brent and James, they remembered that. And so a couple months ago, they called me up. Hey, man, what you up to? Nothing, selling houses. Hey, you know what BUILD is? I'm like, yeah, I've heard of it. Do you want to come speak at it? Oh, let me check my schedule. Hell yeah, I want to speak at it. But that's how I even got here in the first place. So I can promise you what I'm telling you is not bullshit. It's real. And the last thing is that proximity to authority changes perception. It's not about faking it. It's about doing it in real life. But I'm telling you right now, when you're on stages and you're writing books and you're doing podcasts and you're holding events in your local market, people treat you differently. Not in a weird way, but they hold you to a higher standard, and that's a standard that we should all be holding ourselves to, is a higher one. All right. And I got something for you. If you like what I'm all about, you guys kind of got a good feel for me, right? If you like what I'm all about, you like some of the things I said, if you go to my Instagram, there's the handle right there, and go to the bio, you got a copy of my new book, which came out about a month ago, which is an Amazon bestseller in like 3 different categories called No Permission Needed. It's only for this group for free. It's a free download right now. Thank you guys. God bless EXP, God bless Texas, and God bless America.